Good morning, Dr. Azmawani and my dear friends. So today, without much further ado, I would be discussing three main topics in this presentation, which is introduction of the community, the problems and needs of this community, and before, during, and after effects of our intervention into this community. So I would start with introduction of community. Kudumbashree is an unorganized community of housewives or retired employees or any other women in the neighborhood. They don't need to have a particular set of qualification to be a part of this community. They're engaged in ad hoc activities like election duty, crowd control, organizing, arranging post-event cleanup, etc. Additionally, they take up community cleaning on assignment basis as well. Occasionally, they indulge in cooking and catering services as well. Now, the name of this community, as I have mentioned before, is Kudumbashree. The person in charge is Sulabha Rameshan, who was the single point of contact for us. And the location is my hometown, Kerala, India. Email and website is not available yet for them because they don't have that kind of scale of business right now. Moving on to the next slide, it is about community needs and problems. So here we have highlighted all the problems and needs that they have. I will quickly go through it. First one is steady business. They are currently selecting random tasks and there is no focus. The need is for a steady business and an income. So they have to channelize all the resources to one particular expertise or one particular business. Next is inventory management. The problem is usage of plastic sheet as packing materials and the need for cost-effective substitute and storage space. Next is layout effectiveness. Full set cooked in one place. Excess gas, time, no standardization is the problem. One dish, one home is what we are proposing. Nothing sets them apart in quality. Quality is the next one, and the need is a specialty and the introduction of organic materials into the product. The last one is product and service design itself, where they have not identified a niche for their product. For example, a flavor. As an instance, the need for customers is to convert inquiries into confirmed orders. Now, going on to the next slide, we have before, during, and after analysis where we have identified how they were operating, what we have introduced, and what are the after effects, what positive impacts they got from our introduction of this. So before is use of plastic for packing, cost of plastic, expensive, no niche spec for product, cluttered process, excess use of cooking resources, no standardization, environmental impact. During the implementation and recommendation that we gave, they started replacing the plastic materials with banana leaf to cover and pack the food items. Then they started saving storage space in the kitchen because they did not have to stack it. They could take banana leaves as and when they needed from all the existing partner community people's houses itself. No more plastic was involved in packing. They were carving a niche for themselves, increasing the visibility of this particular community among other players. Then the processes were actually streamlining. The after effect or the final impact that we had in this community is that they had concentrated on catering alone based on our recommendation than diversifying it right now. One dish, one home essentially means that one item will be produced in one home, and at the end they will assemble everything and pack it together, that way saving time and resources. Then they were already using, they're asked to use homegrown veggies, which they did not do before. So now they are growing dishes, veggies in their backyard. Free substitute packaging. These banana leaves are costing them nothing, so they are taking plastic, which is an expensive item for them, and they are replacing it with a zero cost substitute, and they are starting to get more confirmed orders. On top of that, they're also in talks with the restaurants to get normal orders on a daily basis and things like that, and they have fastened the process as well. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So I will be presenting about the project description, project strategy, and operation management knowledge that we have applied into the project. So for the project description, we have helped the Kudumbashree, which is our community, by using product and service design, which we learned in operation management. So our group chose these scopes to help the community to make their work process getting better, reduce their expenses, and make their work more efficient as well. So our community barely managing to buy all the things required with the expensive cost. So they will use plastics for the food packaging and deliveries. So our group came up with the idea to use banana leaves for food packaging instead of plastics, which is 100% biodegradable, cost effective, and goes back into nature in a safe way. So for the project strategy, we started with process of idea generation. This is where we collect all the details based on supply chain, which is about consumers, suppliers, maintenance, and so on. So, and we continue with sustainability, which is referring to the use of resources in a way that does not degrade the ecological system and which is not harm human life. Next, for the operation management knowledge that we applied was our suggestion on inventory management, which is substituting no-cost banana leaves, quality management, which is special flavor from the leaves, product and service design, which is green packaging, and the last one is layout, refers to the one dish per household, which increase the expertise in product, the operation management knowledge that we apply for the project. So I have attached the pictures here as the evidence we have collected from our project. So you guys can refer the pictures. That's all from my part. I pass to my partner. Thank you.
According to the project writing in the purpose section, we can see that it fits very well with the community and can be successful when we implement it. In the implementation of this part, I divide it into several steps. First one is the implementation of overall strategy. This is a community form of acceptance for our overall strategy to make it work in each person. So should develop form top to bottom position. This is for the convenience of implementation. So the overall implementation strategy is purpose for the community and people around us to live better and find a more environmental friendly alternative to replace plastic bag and so on. Do a good job of public city to spread their layout. And second, I like to see develop the overall idea of the strategy. At this stage, we need to write out our idea and the strategies on how to implement the strategy and turn the idea into reality. So as the advance progress of our implementation. So the third is, I want let the management to make clear the purpose and the meaning of management will be distributed to arrange a good writing strategy or association management and let each of them understand the project team. And then to every position, what people say they are responsible for the work and the responsibility. The CEO will be responsible for arranging tasks. The project manager will be responsible for supervision so as to ensure the normal continue for staff. The managers subdivided the project into each of the women under them. Propaganda and for propaganda, production material for production materials. Every department should make it full use of it. And fourthly, I think divide the strategy step into each time point and the situation. First, predict the speed of the project as well as the resource brought and respond under various circumstances. Therefore, the first step of publicity should take 2 weeks to fully validate, and the second step of implementation should increase and decrease the response of the project. Make sure you complete the steps you need to complete each time period. And finally, develop testing procedures, develop a standard that you want to achieve, and then fail to collect the data on the implementation project over a period of time to see if each meets the standards we have implemented. If not, update and change the implementation strategies quickly. If it does, keep it going. And sixth is develop auxiliary plans to promote the implementation, promote the activisms of the community staff by rewarding criticisms, develop a strict system of the reward and punishment. Okay, that's my part for today.
Hello everyone, my name is Zhao Huayu, metric number 201676. I will talk about project output and outcome. The aim of this project is to provide a proof solid by adopting a scientific approach in organization management and to solve the revenue shortage issue by using skills and resources from the kingdom beneficiary method. Firstly, we hope to organize better results from the kingdom beneficiary community by adopting a scientific management approach, which can increase the kingdom beneficiary community's labor productivity. Secondly, it hopes to increase productivity by guiding the community's manner of change in management and building the qualified management. Thirdly, the project aims to standardize the kingdom beneficiary community's workplace rules in order to motivate their employees for job security. Community testimony. This part is going to offer the testimonial of the kingdom beneficiary community. This testimonial is the statement from a previous customer who has received the service from the housewives or any other woman in kingdom beneficiary communities. Progress. Our project determines what types of story we are going to tell to society, and then we asked the specific question to our customers in order to conclude the information we want to include in our testimonial. We use the social testimonial, which is the organic testimonial where we can allow our customers to share their personal experience with the kingdom beneficiary community on social media. For example, testimony from the hand of the community. Ms. Saluba is when you showed the interest to interview in our business and start talking to us frequently. However, when you start giving us tips and ideas to improve our workings and strategies, there was so much that could be tweaked which would show visible progress in our bottom line and production methods. That's all for my part. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Wang Xianqing. We are going to illustrate the several learning outcomes from the view of academic learning, personal development, and civil lessons in this section. There is some academic learning that can be summarized from the current Kadamba 3 case. The first academic learning for us is related to the theory which we have adopted in the current case. We use the scientific management, which is a management theory that analyzes workflows to improve economic efficiency, especially labor productivity. We can use the scientific management theory in our academic learning in the organization business. When we are looking for jobs tasks, we can scientifically determine which method is the best to perform the job. We can also use the theory to hire and train the workers for each job to reach the maximum efficiency. Besides, we can guide and enhance our workers' performance by training them in each job. Finally, we can use the theory to provide instruction and training when needed. Secondly, we have learned the academic system thinking from the current case. Hence, it is very essential for us to understand how the key components dynamically impact with each other. So our managers in the organization must have the system thinking in order to guide the business in a long-term way. We have understood that we must strive to learn and live life from a creative way rather than a reactive way. We also learned that we must have a very clear personal vision of how things should be done, and it is important for us to have a very clear objective recognition of what the reality is and what would help the individual determine the gap between his vision and the reality. What can help and motivate individuals to learn in active pursuit of continuous improvement in organizations like Kadamba 3 above all the gratification we get in knowing that we have made a small but impactful difference in the life of others is a boost to our happiness. The idea of Kadamba 3 has taught us the several lessons from the view of how women were improvement through the development of Kadamba 3 case organization. Hence, this Kadamba 3 organization must continue to keep their good partnership with government and private entities, ownership should always be highlighted to keep everyone responsible. Moreover, international development organizations can help create a more enabling environment for contemporary organizations through capacity development, financial support, and knowledge sharing efforts. Also, housewives of retired. Thank you.